Hi guys, welcome back to another daily tarot card. These are your daily tarot cards for Friday, June the 10th, 2022. Today we are pulling from the Stitchery Witchery tarot cards by Queenie Black. She does have an Etsy shop where she sells these. You can find her on Instagram as well as Facebook. I swear, maybe I'm misquoting here, but 30 years in the making of, and she started with pins. But I'm telling you, this is her first tarot deck, and the stock alone is just amazing. Like, she did not cheap out on this whatsoever. They're a brilliant size. Look at that. That's the side of them. There's the back. And all of these are hand drawn by her. And she's just absolutely brilliant. I cannot gush about her enough. I'm a huge fan of hers. So getting into the cards, I feel like the Empress should have been on this side and then the Six of Coins on the other. I feel like we're touching again on the energy of yesterday, talking about, I feel like, reflection in a lot of ways. Funny enough, we're heading to a full moon where it's like the first full light in the sky that we've had in a long time. We had the lunar eclipse. We had Mercury retrograde, we had new moon, and it was just like, ugh. Like, and I feel like recovery is what I'm getting from here. With the Six of Coins, we always talk about generosity and not forgetting where we came from. We talk about how this is isolation. You came from a point of isolation, poverty, homelessness. You could have been on the brink of that. And I feel like that's where Spirit is touching. Like, don't forget where you came from. Don't forget that once upon a time that you were in this boat, and it's like, be grateful for where you are now. And I feel like with the Empress very much touching on with yesterday's card, talking about the Empress saying things are materializing. The seeds that you have sown are starting to grow. You're seeing that. I feel like with her crown chakra being highlighted here, I feel like this is very much what I posted earlier on today, on all the social media platforms, including this one, where they had the Buddha, and it's like, only when you quiet your mind can you hear. You know what I mean? And I feel like that is the biggest thing. Like, honestly, I went through the worst thing in my life, and I don't wish it on anybody, where it's like, I didn't even know how to speak to God anymore. I counted on my faith. I counted on God. I was scared the living bejesus out of myself, like I didn't know what moment to moment, you know what I mean? And in that moment of being silent, did the hearing come in? You know what I mean? I've always had the gift of hearing and sight, but it intensified. It was just like, ready or not, here we come. If you've been pushing us aside, well, no longer. You know what I mean? It was just like, we're here if you like it or not. You know what I mean? And I don't mean to say, like, if you go into that journey, like, I chose to do tarot, I chose to start doing dailies and then delve into readings. That was my choice. But I felt like it's like that part of me, it's like, it was up to me what I did with it. You know what I mean? So I feel like we're praying, we're having a conversation with God, universe, divine, creator, Gaia. And I feel like, they're saying meditation. That is a very loud message we've been getting for weeks, is meditation, because you're listening, you're quieting your mind, and you're concentrating. I like to play, I did rain sounds, I've done the Amazon forest, I've done night sounds. Now I'm really into sound baths with the bowls, and it's just like concentrating on those sounds. Where do I feel the vibrations? When they gently just hit the side of the bowl, and it's just like, you just hear it in yourself, and they're making a nice melody as they take the baton and they roll it around the bowl. It's like you could really hear it and feel it, and it's like, where do I hear it? Where do I feel it? You know what I mean? And it's just like getting into that zone instead of concentrating about the million things we worry about every day. I feel like we're going to go through a period of rest. I feel like, I used to sit there when things got quiet, and it's like, I didn't realize that was a time to catch up with things with the house. I would catch up to the things in the house, do my to-do list, but then I was just like, okay, now it's quiet again. Well, now I don't feel like I'm contributing. I don't feel like I'm doing enough, And I feel like that's where universe is just like, well, you know what? You should learn how to rest. And I feel like that's our problem. We're always go, 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 because we're so worried. Like, we have this bill to pay. We have that bill to pay. You know what I mean? Because that's the way they made us. We're in this fear energy, still. They're still with the fear mongering. We had this fear for the past, almost 3 years. It's just like, everybody's going to catch this, everybody's going to catch this, hide away, stay away, we're all hoarding, and it's like we're still doing that because we don't know when the prices are going to go up. So when we go shopping, it's at a great price, we overbuy because we don't know when it's going to be that price again. Same with, gas, same thing, oh, it's going to go up 5 cents. We're here knocking to that, so better go up. And, I see people with trucks and at least 12 jerry cans in the back because they can't afford to pay it at any other price. You know what I mean? That fear-mongering energy. And I feel like getting our house back in order with the Emperor. We have Gemini Sun and Libra Moon, bringing that balance back in. Both air signs, higher levels of thinking. When we think of the full moon, we think of the moon card. It's Pisces energy, but it's all about our intuition. I felt off last week. I felt like something was going to happen, and I'm just like, okay, it must be something going on in the sky. Went to Astrology Answers, watched Deborah Silverman. Okay, that's all good. Okay, Portal came on Monday, and I'm like, still feeling it. I feel off, and I'm just like, let's just roll with this. Maybe I'm just tired, and I'm just like, keep rolling with it. And then I got the information, something in fact did happen. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's where Spirit is just like, we may not know immediately what has happened. I got knockings of what was happening. But I obviously didn't say anything about it because it's not my place. And it's just like, that's your vibration. That's the universe speaking to you. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's where we got to trust our intuition more. I feel like, with double air, that's exactly what it is. Meditation. I was paying attention to my dreams. Okay. I couldn't sleep. Restless sleep again. And I'm like, why is it restless sleep? What's going on here? Because something was going on. So we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So we know the Knight of Swords is someone that rushes into our life, doesn't think how it's going to affect us, and then goes right back out again. I've disturbed your energy, and that's exactly what happened. I've told you this, dropped this bomb and left. Disturbs my energy. Triggers me back to 5 years ago, but and leaves, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's where it's just like, I feel like in the sense is like, who they are. So it's like boundaries, you know what I mean? You don't allow them to affect you. I feel like in some sense, this is where it's like knowing your value. And I feel like in a love relationship, it's like they show you who they are. And I feel like it's like where fear comes in. It's just like, oh, you never know when a nice gentleman's going to come around or a nice person's going to come around again. And it's just like, well, why should I sit there? And, they were saying don't settle, because you don't know your worth. And it's like, if, you know what I mean? If someone shows you who they are, you take that to the bank. That's who they are. And it's just like, you just keep moving forward. You're just like, you know what? I ain't going to deal with that the rest of my life. Yeah, it might be fine and dandy in the beginning. But that, who they showed you who you are, is going to poke its ugly head up again. You don't have to settle for that. You know what I mean? Truthfully, I wouldn't mind if I was single the rest of my life because at least I could put always my babies first. You know what I mean? My faith in my babies. That's my life. And I have no problem with that. Just another, you take on a partner, it's just another child to take care of. Anyone that's been in a long-term relationship knows exactly what I'm talking about. But it's just like, this is Johnny Depp's sign. Gemini and Libra. Gemini Sun, Libra Moon. And, the poor guy, put his whole life on display just to vindicate his name, to show his children, I'm not the monster that they're showing you that I am. The money that he won is probably nowhere close to what his legal bills are, but he probably feels validated and vindicated, and you could hear it in his voice. The one voice clip where he's like, I cannot believe I loved you. Because he saw the poisonous snake that she actually was. When we say, oh, the grass is always greener. It's like, appreciate what you have in your life. The people you have. The things you have. Whatever it is. And I feel like when they're showing the 6 of coins at the beginning here, I feel like that's what they're talking about. Know your value. Be grateful for the blessings in your life. Stop overlooking things. Be grateful that the things that you prayed for or asked for or manifested for you are now enjoying, and it's just like, that is a true blessing in itself, that you were in one situation and now here you are standing in the fullness of that manifestation. It's like, appreciate that, recognize that in its fullness, Stop overlooking things. Stop looking over here and over there to what they have. Look at what you have. Everybody's story is different. We're all snowflakes. We're all different. We're all unique. All our paths are different. All of us are here for different purposes. So see yourself and the value that you have and treat yourself accordingly. Learn how to self-love. They're saying learn how to self-validate. You don't need validation but anyone but the universe. They are your best friend. They always say, always turn to me first. Why? Because they will never lie, cheat, and steal. You know exactly where you stand with the universe at all times. So I feel like that's what they're saying here with the Six of Coins. Don't forget where you came from. Don't forget who you are. We were talking about this and it was like Shabbat energy. Don't forget your core values. I know anyone that doesn't follow it and it's like, oh, it's so boring. It's the Bible, blah, 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 10 Commandments. But it's like, you know what? At the end of the day, the 10 Commandments is what it was, we didn't have the things that we face now, So being a good person should be your first commandment. You don't believe in a higher self, then be a good person. It doesn't cost you anything to be a good person. Believe in yourself. Love yourself. There's another commandment, Make your own commandments. But I feel definitely Shavuot is definitely, because there's this break until we go back into, the next high holiday is September. There's other ones between there that, certain different levels of faith follow. But it's just like, while that time, that lull, where people take break from going to, mass and getting their soul food, as I like to call it. It's like, don't forget your moral compass. Don't forget who you are. Don't do things that compromise who you are. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's what they're saying here. Don't forget who you are and what you bring to the table. And don't forget where you came from. Don't forget when you manifested those things. Don't forget. I feel like with this Nine of Swords, it's like, don't forget what this person did to you. They rushed in, messed everything up, and then left. It's kind of like you sat there and you built a house of cards and it's delicate. And they come in, they tear it down, and then they just run off. That's how it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Friday, June the 10th, 2022. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot cards.